Hello, this is Tammy G again. This is just a follow-up to the video that I did that is discussing 3 exercises that you can do to help your abdominal and your back health. You can do these daily if you like. You can do them a couple of times a week. You can add them to the end of an exercise program, workout, beginning, first thing in the morning when you get up, whatever feels good to you. I'm going to assume you're already warmed up as we're just ready to get started. So we're going to begin this with just a standing bird dog. So the 3 exercises, if you recall, were the bird dog, the bridge, and the side plank. So we're going to do those versions of that. So we're going to start from the beginning here with just a standing bird dog. So a very easy version from this is just going to be taking our opposite arm and our opposite leg, and we're going to slide those out as we bring this arm up. So we'll slide this leg back as we bring this arm up. We're just going to bring this back nice and easy. We'll come back into center from there. We're going to start off to the other side, taking that back. And again, sliding this back, keeping the arms nice and steady. And our goal from here is, again, maintaining that nice neutral spine. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see as we add a little bit bigger movement from here, taking the arm up, leg back, and leg up. So we're looking to maintain that really nice posture from here. I didn't take the arm up, did I? So from here, this time I'm going to go ahead and lift that leg up as I reach, and I'm trying to be very careful not to allow a big pelvic tilt forward from here. So I'm keeping the tummy nice and firm, not like super, super tight so that we can't move, but I am keeping that firm. Now, another variation that you can do of this is just to come parallel to the floor. We're going to sit out from here, and we can take this long and bring that back and down. So you progress this as you choose as we move through here. You can also take a long reach from here, do a pull in, extend out, and bring that down. One more time here, coming up, pulling in, extend, and reach. Now we're going to come for the standing piece for the bridge. So this is actually just a version of a deadlift, but it's the same thing. Again, we want that nice tall posture. We want to remain with that good posture. We want to, again, tuck that belly button. So just like zipping up like you've either zipped up a tight pair of jeans or like somebody's got a string through your back and they're pulling that belly in and up towards your spine. For right now, let's go ahead and place the hands onto the thighs. And we're just going to come forward, pushing those hips back. Long length from the top of the head out through the tailbone, nice flat back. And we squeeze to stand this up nice and tall. So we don't want to go too far, but we want to stand and be just as tall as we can as we come back from here. Nice tall position, squeezing the glutes, the legs, and the belly as we stand. So as we come back up, again, we're thinking of standing as tall as we can. So we're rooting those legs into the floor, squeezing the legs, squeezing the butt, keeping those shoulders back. And we breathe, right? Exhaling as we come back. Nice big inhale as we stand tall. Knitting those ribs together. Taking your time with this. This isn't something that you're going to whip through really super quick. You can, but you're going to get a lot more out of it if you just take your time and move this slowly. Now we're going to add a variation with that as well. So from here, I can take my hands out to the front or I can take them to the side and lean forward, squeeze from here. Bringing that back and up. Again, it just changes the dynamic, right? So the arms out to the side are probably a little bit easier than they are to the front because it's a balancing position from there. A lot of that may depend on your shoulders. You can take the hands out from here as you shift back, taking those up. Squeeze out. So as we come forward from here, we pull those hips back as the arms reach from the front. Now we can also take those arms up to start with. Same thing, we're pushing those hips back, draw that belly in, keep long space through the back. Stand up by squeezing the glutes, squeezing the back of the legs. And we're going to take it just one more time from here. Gonna let that back and down, and we're just gonna come to the side from here. So we're gonna start off, the first two, we're just going to do just a side plank, and we're not gonna hang out there for a really long time, but we're gonna find a spot on the wall, taking that hand just slightly below the shoulder. We're gonna screw that into the wall. We're gonna push out with that hand, and then we're gonna step our foot out. So here we should have a nice strong position with the legs and the shoulder. Everything is in one nice straight line. Now, if it bothers you to do that with a hand like that, if for some reason that bothers you, you can always do that with just a bent arm, bringing that against the wall. And as you step back, you'll have a little bit bigger base of support as you do that. So that might be easier for you to do. If you've got a couch or a chair that you might want to put this on, you can certainly do it there. We're just going to hold here for just a few more seconds. We won't be here for too long. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we'll go ahead and step that back in, and we're going to come to the other side. I'm in a corner, so I'm just going to come to this side. Since I did the elbow on the other side, I'll do the elbow on this side. So I'm going to, again, plant my arm against the wall, palm back up slightly below my shoulder. I'm going to push out away from the wall, keeping myself lined up from here. I'm going to step this back and out. So again, I'm trying to get that nice straight line from my shoulder to my ankle, squeezing from inside here to hold myself out into that angle from the wall. And we want to breathe, right? Nice, big, even breaths from here. You can get fancy with it. You can do drops. You can do leg lifts. You can just hang out. So we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we can step back in and release ourselves from there. So we'll do one more time on each side. I'm going to do the stiff arm variation on it this time. So I'm again going to take that arm out. I'm going to push back from here, and I'm going to step back. Maybe a little bit bigger angle if I can get that. And I'm not going to try and push into the wall. I'm going to try to pull my shoulder back, hold myself in a nice steady position from here. Now, again, I can always add on. I can do a hip drop from here and back and in. Noticing I'm not letting my shoulder drop out, but I'm keeping that in place as well. You don't have to do that. Hanging out is always just kind of a nice space. I'm trying to count time here. We're going to do just 2 more from here. So each time as I come up, I squeeze nice and strong. And yes, you will have some glute activation. You're going to have it into your lats, because once you've got those lats locked into place, that makes this a lot easier as well. Let's go ahead and step back in. So when I'm talking about screwing your hand into the wall, what I mean by that is you're going to turn that hand so that you've got the elbow in line with the shoulder, but you'll kind of screw the hand to the side towards the pinky side there. That's going to help you to set that lat, because it moves that bone in the shoulder so that we have that set properly to activate the lats, which are going to be really important for a side plank. So again, from here, I'm going to take that arm, I'm going to squeeze that in, I'm going to push my shoulder away, I'm going to step out to wherever I want to go, and I'm going to hold from here. Again, trying to keep that nice long line. And again, we're still zipped up through the middle, thinking really nice posture from here. We can drop that hip in and coming out. Again, for me, this is more just kind of an easy way to pass, I shouldn't say easy way, but a way to pass the time a little bit and to keep count of how long maybe I'm in this position. So I'm going to go just 2 more. It also just adds a little bit of difficulty to it. And our last one. Then we're going to go ahead and step that foot back in, and we're going to come back down. This time we're going to come to the floor. So the first variation of the bird dog that I'm going to give you, I didn't show in my last video, but we're going to do that on laying face down onto the floor. So it is still a version of the bird dog. It's just also a spinal extension here. So the first thing that we're going to do from here is just lay down on the floor. We're going to put both hands underneath our we cross those elbows over and stack the hands up. We're going to put our forehead on our hands, and all we're going to focus on from here is pulling that belly up off the floor. So lifting back up and seeing if we can get this back up to where we have just the head and the pubic bone on the floor. Then we're going to gently roll that back and down again. Take a nice easy breath starting from the top actually starting from the belly button, pull the belly button up and just lift yourself up off the floor until you have just the pubic bone and your forehead on the floor, obviously your elbows, and exhale down from here. Now, what we're going to do in this position is we're going to focus on keeping that belly button lifted. So that pull that we started with to pull that up off the ground, we want to keep and hold that. So from here, we will take the arms and extend them out. You can take them thumbs up or you can take them thumbs down. What we do want to focus on is, again, keeping that belly lifted. And we're going to take the front arm and the back leg, and we're going to lift those up as far apart as we can get. So thinking length, not height, release that back and down. Keeping that belly lifted, because otherwise it's just a spinal extension. Take the back arm and the back leg. So as we focus on this again, our part is to lift that belly or to just keep the belly lifted up each time we come through here. We'll release this down, extending back up. We're going to do 3 more each side. Up and away. And as we breathe again, we inhale as we squeeze that up if we can. Exhale as we let that back and down. We're going to come one more time each side. Nice big pull up. And exhale down here, and one more time. Big lift from there. So let's go ahead and we're going to move from there into our side plank. So we'll roll over onto our side and we're going to do whatever variation that you want to do on the knees. Now you can do that with the hand posted. You can do it with the elbow bent. I'm going to do it with the elbow bent. And I'm going to pull my knees back. Your knees can be forward a little bit if you need to. You can bring them down to the side from here. We're going to push up and away from here. So once we've got that position, we're just simply going to lift the hips. Now, once again, if you're not quite comfortable with that, you can always bring one foot in the front and help to support yourself as you stack and hold. We're going to draw this arm up and hold in position. If that bothers you, you can always leave it down to the side, or again, you can use that for support. But we don't want to crank the body around off to where we've got the shoulders to the front. We want to keep the shoulders stacked. Now, again, this can also be done on a couch or chair with using the hand or the elbow onto that for support versus coming into here. We're just going to hang out and hold. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let that come back down. We're going to do one more time on this side. So just give yourself a second to rest. You can extend the arm out and relax if you want to. You can stretch just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and reset again. So each time we reset, draw the belly in and lift this back and up. Extend and reach with that arm. And we'll hang out and hold. So you get to, this is where it's really nice to have good music, right? So you can count the beats. You can listen to something really nice through a phrase. It makes the time go by a whole lot faster than listening to me run my mouth. So holding in place from there, maybe this time you want to get a little bigger. Lifting the knee up. And let's take that back, and we're going to relax that back and down. Now, before we go to the other side, we're going to move the bridge in the center of this. So actually, let's go ahead and we'll do the other side. I like to flow it when I'm in class, but we're not in class right now. So from here, let's go ahead and bring the shoulder back again. We're going to push that up and away. The knees, again, can be a little bit in front. They can be at the side. You can support yourself with your hand or your leg or both if you need. Just try not to have that forward or backward rotation with that. We're shooting to be in one nice straight line. So we're going to go ahead and lift that back up, reach and pull, and you'll notice that when I actually lifted, now I'm stacked right over my arm is right directly underneath my shoulder, which is what I'm looking for from there. And as I come up, I can extend a little higher if I want, but ideally I'm just kind of hanging out with a nice strong position from here, firm through the belly, firm on each side, my knees pressing into the floor towards my elbow. My elbow is, well, actually my whole forearm, ideally is, I'm visualizing it pushing towards my knee. Extending and holding that makes that just a little bit firmer, a little bit more solid. And let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's go ahead and bring this back and down. And from here, I believe that was our second one, right? Just in case, because I can't remember exactly what I did. I think I did, but we'll just make sure that we have another one to go here. So giving ourselves just an easy break. Again, on that setup, think of visualizing. You don't necessarily move the arm back towards you, but thinking of just pulling that arm towards our feet, our knee towards our elbow. We're going to reach that back up again, and we're going to hang out here and hold. It's actually a beautiful day in Wisconsin today, which is really nice. It's a little bit overcast, but it's nice and cool. We're kind of enjoying that weather. It's been pretty warm last week, but it turned out to be quite nice today. All right, so let's take this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll go ahead and bring that back and down. We're going to roll back over onto the back, and this time we're going to work into our bridge. So we can roll ourselves down however we want to get there, draw those feet back in towards the fanny. Now again, we want these knees to be right in line with the hips for this particular piece. You can always add variation by taking the legs a little bit wider or bringing those back in and bringing those knees together. But for our purposes right now, just nice and neutral works just fine. Vary it however you like. So as we come into play from here, again, we're going to focus on keeping the spine neutral, tuck the chin slightly, and we're just going to lift. We're doing a set of 10 from here. And each time we come to the top, we're going to squeeze nice and strong and hold, right? So we ideally have a straight line from the knee to the shoulder. And we take our time with these. We're not in any big rush, but what I want you to notice is if one hip wants to drop faster than the other. Noticing if your knees want to buckle in, so that they do kind of press to the outside. If they have a tendency to fall to the outside, try to press them to the inside a little bit, and most of that is going to come from our feet, right? So if we've got the feet flat on the floor, using the toes to help to steady us so that we don't have that twisting or rocking motion as we come through here. And again, as you vary the stance with knees together or knees apart, you'll notice a little bit difference in how that feels, what muscles that hits, as well as what your balance is like through there. We're going to go one more time from here. Easy reach up here, squeeze, and let that come back and down. Now we're going to bring ourselves back up, and we're going to run through our final version with each one of these. So we're coming into the bird dog. We're only going to do 5 on each side from here. You can always do more on your own if you wish, but we're going to take the hands directly underneath the shoulders, push up away from the floor. The knees are directly underneath the hips. Pull that belly up, and we're going to take the opposite arm and leg. So let's take our front arm and our back leg. We're going to extend those out and set that down. Take the back arm and the front leg and extend. Now, as we do the movement, again, we don't want to lose that position of the pelvis or letting the belly sag down. So we draw that belly in and keep it as close to the spine as we can get it while we do these exercises. We have 3 more on each side. And a nice easy reset each time. So one thing that is pretty common with this is as you set your legs down to bring your knees together. Same thing with your hands. And if you do that, you're going to have a much bigger challenge with your balance. We want to try and keep the knees directly underneath the hips, the arms directly underneath the shoulders. And again, we are pulling in the opposite directions. And if this bothers your knees, you can always take your mat and roll the mat up just a little bit so that it's on the backside, not underneath your kneecap so much, but just slightly behind that if that feels better. Finding a position that you're a little bit more comfortable with. So from there, we're going to move into our next variation of the side plank. So from there, this time I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post it. So I am going to do This one I think is actually easier than the one with well, it is easier than the bent arm, but we're gonna go ahead and do this one anyhow. So we're gonna turn that hand again in so that we've got a nice strong position. We're gonna push that shoulder up and away. We're gonna come into center and bring this up however you wish. Now again, this can be with one knee down. It can be with one leg forward kind of supporting. It can be with them stacked in. Now I kind of walked away from that a little bit so that I wasn't firmly over my shoulder. So I'm just bringing myself back in. We'll hold this plank up at the top, nice and easy. And we're just gonna breathe. We're not gonna stay here forever, I promise. So let's take that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to come back from here. Let's just come into a down dog. So from here, we can just kind of relax. Let those heels come down to the floor. Give the shoulders a break. Lift the hips up as tall as we can get them and bring that chest down towards the floor. And then we're just going to relax from here. And we're going to come back into that side plank one more time. So from here, we will come, same thing, posting that arm, pushing up and away, and then bringing this out however you want to bring that out. Oops, I'm trying to roll backwards this time. We don't have too long of a wait here. And let's go that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll go ahead and bring this down. Let's switch right away to the other side so that I don't forget to do it. And same thing, getting that arm down, pushing up and away from here, and then we will come up however we want to come up into that plank position. So holding, again, whichever version that you choose for it. Nice big deep breaths in and out here. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time, let's go ahead and bring this down. Coming back from here, let's set this back into either child, which is simply just going to sit back onto the knees. Rocking the hips back, relax the neck. Long reach through the shoulders. And then let's come back to the middle. So again, we will take that hand down, post it, find our position from here, coming into whichever version of the plank that you want to do. Hang out and breathe with that nice and strong. And let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So bringing that back and down. Now we just have one more exercise, right? So we're going to move into the bridge, and this time we're actually going to do a version with a leg lift. So this will give us a little bit more into one butt cheek at a time and makes us stabilize a little bit more. I'm going to show you with just the knee. I'm going to show you with the foot extended. We'll add a piece with an extension out and coming back. That'll be the end of it. So we're coming from here. Once again, we're going to lay down. We're going to try to keep the knees right in line with the hips from here. Heels are in close. Ideally, if we can touch them, that's a good spot, right? Because we want a little bit more work into the butt. So as we come into here, we're going to lift one leg up. Doesn't matter which one. We're going to hold from here. And we're going to do just 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you're good with that, you can just extend the leg up. We can take that up and lower. Squeeze and lower. Lift. We have 2 more. And from here, we can take that leg down. Bring that back and up. We're just going to do 5. Our goal here is to try not to drop that hip, right? So we don't need to take that all the way to the floor. As we bring this back up, we're thinking of really lifting and pulling that foot to the ceiling. We have 2 more. And our last one. Let's go ahead and extend that back down. Now, for this, if you're not quite ready to pick the knee up, but you do want to have a little bit of variation here on just being able to adjust. When you come into the bridge from here, you can always just step the foot out, or you can lift the heel, let that come down, or you can just focus on just lightening up that leg as you come back up, so that you're going to focus more into the drive with the back leg and just making this front leg really light, right? Squeezing up, kind of like we do when we do the squats and we lift the heel, so that we get the drive out of the other leg more. So from here, we're going to do the same thing, and then we're going to be done. So taking that knee directly toward the ceiling, we're going to lift this up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring that back and down. Now, we also want to watch this knee so that we don't let that wobble in and out while we're actually doing this exercise. We want to focus on pressing straight down into that foot. This leg is going to go ahead and come back up, and you can take your hands here. You can take them out wider if you feel like you need more. But to protect your shoulders, tuck the neck, shoulders and your back there so that we come up onto the shoulders. We want to really protect the neck. Slight tuck in the chin and making sure that the weight remains on our shoulders from here. So we'll push that up and squeeze. We bring it down almost to the ground, but not quite. You can always take it all the way down. But we were trying to work to a point where we can lift it out. Now we're going to hold this one. We'll take that down, squeeze it back up, and down, and squeeze up. Now the other version of that, right, would be to slide and pull, and slide and pull while we have the other leg on the ground. And we're going to go ahead and bring that back and down, bring the knees into the chest. Give ourselves just a gentle hug. Let's drop them to one side. Bring them back to the other. Opening up that chest as we go. Coming back to the middle. And we're done. So again, that gives you hopefully some ideas and enough variations that you can make this yours, and challenge yourself at whatever level that you happen to be at. Again, once you get more familiar with the exercises, you won't need me whatsoever, but I'm glad that you're here, and hopefully this is helpful to you. Have a great day.